Dimensioning command in computer-aided design. Dimensioning is the art of annotating drawings with precise numerical measurements. Dimensions will automatically display the correct measurements, as long as the geometric objects to which they refer are drawn to actual size. In this chapter, you will understand the concept of dimensioning command. The first dimension command is a linear. A linear dimension measures a straight line distance. The distance may be horizontal, vertical, or at an angle. Typically, you have several choices on how the dimension text is placed. The text may be aligned with the dimension lines, always horizontal on the drawing, or placed at a specified angle. The second dimension command is a angular. An angular dimension measures the angle between two non-parallel lines. The lines can be actual objects, or imaginary lines between an origin and two endpoints. Typically, you have the same options for text placement as with linear dimensions. Next, aligned. By using aligned command, it creates a linear dimension that is aligned with the origin points of the extension lines. The next one is a diameter. Diameter used to measures the diameter of a selected circle or arc, and displays the dimension text with a diameter symbol in front of it. You can use grips to easily reposition the resulting diameter dimension. Next, a radius. A radius dimension measures the distance from the center of an arc to a point on that arc. A radius dimension can also be used for a circle, but it is not typically used in this manner. The last one is a leader. A leader is used to provide a specific or local note. A leader consists of an arrowhead in some form, a leader line, and the note. Often, an optional shoulder is placed on the end of the leader before the note. Let's we go to tutorial on modifying dimension style.
How to insert a standard dimension line. So it's very easy. I only need to go to the tab Annotate, then to this section Dimensions, and click in this icon here. I could also type the command dim linear. Now I click to specify the first point of my dimension line and then the second point. After I drag the mouse a bit up and click again, and here you have our dimension line. But it looks like I cannot see the numbers because they are too small. This means that we need to edit the dimension lines. So let's click in this arrow here in the dimension section to open the dimension style manager. Now we will select this dimension style that says standard and we click in modify. Then the first thing we are going to change is our text, because we cannot see it. We go to the tab text, and where it says text size, we have to increase it to a bigger number, because it's too small. And for example 20. Then in symbols and arrows, I change the arrow size also to 20. I click in OK and then close, and as you see, the text and the arrows are now visible for this situation. In fact, the value 20 for the text size, it's the text height, this distance here. And the value 20 for the arrow size means its length, here. Now, as usually I don't need all these decimals here, I will show you how to get rid of them. In this window, to modify dimension styles, I can go now to primary units, and I click in this tab that says precision and choose the option with no decimals. Also for the suffix, as I want this to appear in millimeters, I type mm here. I click OK and close, and this is how it looks like. Now imagine that I want to convert the units to meters. So 500 millimeters, I know it's 0.5 meters. First, we change the suffix to only one m, that means meters. And we need to put a scale factor of 0.001, because 1 meter is 1000 millimeters. At the same time, we need to change the precision, because if I want to appear 0.5, we need at least 1 decimal. Now I'm closing the windows, and here you have 0.5 meters.
The last one, let's try the tutorial on setting the dimension line types in computer-aided design.
Okay, in this part I'm going to show you different types of dimension lines that I can insert. There are those here. To insert a dimension line, I can click in this icon here, and then I click in 2 points which I want to measure. For example, I click here, and after in this point, and then I click again to place the dimension line. So it's easy as this. To open the panel to edit dimension lines, I have to go to Annotate, and then in the Dimension section, I click in this arrow here. This window is the Dimension Style Manager, and I can edit everything related to dimension lines. To learn more, just click in the link that appears now. So, let's see more types of dimension lines. If you click in this arrow here, you can see all these different types that you can insert. Before I drew a linear dimension, and this time I'm going to choose this one that says aligned. As you may remember, before I clicked in this icon, which is for general dimension lines, and it will use the type which fits more in each case. Okay, let's put an aligned dimension for this line. I'm going to select both extremities, and as you see, it measures the distance between the 2 points. On the other hand, if I would put a linear dimension and choose again the same points, this is what's going to happen. I could just insert a vertical or a horizontal dimension. Now I'm going to add an angular dimension. This time I click in this one, I select 2 lines, and it inserts the angle between them, and it can be in any side of the intersection. If I click in the arc length, as you can imagine, I can measure the length of the arc. So I just click on it, and I can insert its full length. Now I am going to insert a radius. I click in radius, then select the arc again, and I can place the arc radius where I want. Apart from radius, there is also another option to insert a diameter, which is the same process. You can just see the difference between both symbols. Now, I will also explain you the ordinate dimensions, in which you can add dimensions from a reference point, like here. But before using the command, we need to place the UCS in the point I want coordinates 0, 0, 0. So I type escape to cancel the command, I click in the UCS, I click in this square, and I can move it to the corner of this rectangle. So after now, all the distances are related with this point. I'm going to activate the command dim ordinate again, and I'm going to place a horizontal dimension between the center of this circle and the origin. Then I do the same for this one, and as well as the horizontal, I can also do vertical, like this. And the same for this small circle. As you see, I can keep doing this to all the points I need.